Declutter business is actually one business that you don't need any capital to start. Like you don't need any money to start a declutter business. And I actually mean this. All you need to start with is your phone. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Mijara, and if you're seeing this space for the very first time, you're welcome to this space. Over here on this channel, we talk about small business growth, self-development, and everything legal that brings us money. Please do well to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share to anyone that this video might be helpful to. And let's get right into the main aim of today's video. Declutter business is a very lucrative business, and like I said, you don't need any money to start a declutter business. Now, what is declutter? Declutter simply means clearing up a space, removing unnecessary items or unwanted items. Relating this to the business, which is declutter business, it simply means selling those unwanted items, right? Selling those unwanted items. This is basically the simplest meaning of declutter business. Those items that people cleared out of their spaces and they don't want, you selling it is a business. It becomes a declutter business. People tend to, clear out their place, most times removing like household items, appliances, maybe televisions, fridge, bed frame, couches, and all that. People tend to declutter these things most times. For some, it's because they are traveling. Maybe some are relocating to a different state or a different country, and they cannot move with those items. They would rather like get new items where they are going because of the cost or process of transporting these items. Some actually declutter this or remove these items from their spaces because of the lack of money. They just, want to remove out these items and then sell them out. Some do this because of they want to upgrade to better items. Maybe they have money now, they're always new model of something, and maybe they want to get a newer model of that item or change their space and upgrade their space or something like that. Then they declutter most of these items. To start a declutter business will simply mean you becoming a middleman between the buyer or between the seller and the buyer. So your work here now is to provide a buyer to the seller. That is what being a declutter business owner simply means. You become a middleman between the seller and the buyer. You just have to find a buyer for the seller. Now, let's talk about how to actually start a declutter business. Now, the first thing you need to do is to open a page. That's why I said the only thing that you need to start a declutter business with is your phone. Yes, all you need is your phone, right? So you use your phone to open a page like an online store on Instagram or any other platform. So you can just look for a unique name for your store and just name it maybe either declutter with this or just something related to removing items or selling used items, right? So after doing that, which is the first and major thing you need to do, to just open your online store. The next thing is to start sourcing for items to sell, right? Now you might ask, how will you do this, or how will you find items? The easiest way or the simple way for someone who's just starting is to first, start putting words around, asking people, telling friends to help you, repost and ask their friends if they have any items that they want to declutter. And trust me, there are always items to declutter. There are people who are always relocating, or people are always relocating. There are people who are always selling items because of one money issue or the other. There are people who are trying to upgrade their space and are trying to sell out items. So there are always items to declutter. You just need to start putting out word, telling friends, telling people if they have, asking people around if they have any items that they want to declutter, items that are of good condition or are in good condition rather, that they want to declutter or take out of their space and sell out. So first thing is to open a page. Second thing is to source for items, and if you eventually find item, which you will eventually find, items for declutter, the next thing for you to do is to go and supervise that item. Now this is very important because you don't want to sell out faulty or bad items, or if there's any fault, so that you'll be able to know. And when you're setting up a description for that item, you can also put that anybody that can get it in that condition will get it, anyone that cannot will leave it, rather than not knowing what you're selling and just selling and then putting yourself in trouble. This is very important, to get someone who has an idea of how this item is supposed to work to help you supervise that item. So you go, you check out the item, check out the condition of the item and everything like that. And if it's in a perfect condition, or you've known everything that is about the item, you go ahead to take a good and presentable picture of that item and then put it up on your page and add the description of that item. Now, this is where your money comes in. Now, if the owner is willing to sell that item for, you're going to know the price range also for that item and know what a second hand, because now this is a second hand item, will cost. Once the owner tells you the amount they want to sell this item, you can even bargain too with the owner and tell the owner, okay, so that you can also put in your own profit. So if the owner says, okay, finally you've concluded that you want to sell at 90K, you can add your own extra 5K or 10K depending on how you've weighed the items. You can even add, I've seen people add 20K. I have a friend that was supposed to buy something and we later discovered that from the declutter person that she bought the item from made an extra 15,000 naira from the original price that the person wanted to sell it. You can add your 5K, you can add your 10K, you can add 15K, you can even add 20K depending on how the item is. So this is where you make your own money. This is where you make your own money. This business is a very sweet business, honestly. You just have to have the right connections and, make the right contact and just know how to sell. Now, when you put up the item and then you finally get a buyer for it and you guys have concluded, you've made your money, you've sent the money to send the part of the owner's money to the person and then taking your own profit from it, the next thing will be to transport or deliver the item to the person. So you just find a way to conclude with the person, use a logistics company that can help you, or get a bus, or hire a taxi, or just whatever way that that can be able to transport the items for you, then transport the items. I've even seen people sell things to people that are not in the same state with them. People buy things from nearby states and all of that from declutter business owners. So you can just look for a way to now transport the items down to the owners safely. This is very important. Transport that items down to the owner safely. And when it gets to them, everything is okay, business concluded, and that is about it. Finish. Shikina. Now, when you start this and people are seeing that you're selling and doing this, trust me, people are going to start texting you about the items that they have. You won't even have to start going out to source by yourself again. People are going to start sending you messages that, oh, they have this item for sale, oh, they have this for sale, and all of that. It just takes time for you to grow, just like every other business. You can just go online, check for other declutter pages, and just know how they do it, and then you can gain knowledge from there and know how to actually follow up well with your declutter business. But trust me, this business is very lucrative. I know people who are doing this business and they are making good cash, cool cash out of this business. So yeah, this is basically what the declutter business is. It's just selling used items, used properties from people who are either relocating, have money issues, that want to declutter, clear up their spaces of this item. So you will serve as a middleman when you're doing this business between the buyer and the seller. I hope you find this video helpful. Please do well to like this video, leave any comment or question that you have in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel, please. And thank you very much. I'll see you in my next video.